Welcome back. In this video, we'll find the surface area of a cylinder. The cylinder has a circumference of base 16 and a height of 20. At first, cylinders can feel different from prisms because they have curved surfaces instead of flat rectangular side faces. But once we use a net, the same big idea appears again. Let's think about the net of a cylinder. A cylinder has two circular bases and one curved surface. But when we unwrap the curved surface, it actually becomes a rectangle. So the net of the cylinder includes two circles and one rectangle. What are the dimensions of that rectangle? One side is the height, which is 20. The other comes from wrapping around the circle once. So it is the circumference, which is 16. So the rectangle in the net is 16 by 20. That is a very important idea. The width of the rectangle is not the radius or the diameter. It is the full distance around the circle, which is the circumference. Now, let's try to find the total surface area. Let's start with the rectangle. 16 times 20 gives us 320. So that gives us the area of that center rectangle. What about the circles? That's a harder question. We're giving the circumference, but not the radius. So as a reminder, circumference is 2 pi r. Since we know the circumference is 16, we have that 16 is 2 pi r. I can divide both sides by 2 pi. And when I do, I get 8 over pi is equal to r. We then have area is pi r squared, or pi times 8 over pi squared. Working this out and letting pi be equal to 3.14, we have that this area is approximately 20.38. So, since we have two circles, one on the top and one on the bottom, we would need to do 2 times 20.38, which would give us 40.76. Finally, we would add 320 plus 40.76, and that would give us about 360.76 square units. Now, let's connect this to the general formula. For a cylinder, B, the base, the area of the base, this will be the area of the circles, which we already found to be 20.38. P is the perimeter of the base. In terms of circles, that is the circumference, so 16. And then H, our height, will be 20. So 2 times 20 plus 38 plus 16 times 20. This gives us exactly what we had before. It matches exactly. This is such a nice example of how one formula can connect shapes that seem very different at first. If students are surprised that a cylinder fits the same formula, that is actually a great moment for learning. It shows that mathematics often has deeper structure than we first expect. You are doing thoughtful and important work here. Surface area is not just about plugging into formulas. It's about seeing how the outside of a solid is built. In our next video, we will put everything together and focus on the general formula that works for all three shapes.